The Loretta Young Show.
Hello. Do you find it difficult to separate a person from what a person does? Their profession, I mean. If so, you can relax. You're average. Now we're going to take you into the living room of Madge McAvoy, who is doing exactly the same thing you are right now, looking at television.
Scream, Penelope. Soon all will be ready. I will add another statue to my collection. Scream! Scream! You will be my masterpiece.
Oh, that's terrible.
Wait. Soon your lips will be sealed, my darling, and I shall turn you into stone.
Where I grab her.
Monster, you monster, you monster, you.
No. No!
Oh, honestly.
Immortal
You
stone to preserve your
monster,
beauty for all
you.
time.
You know they're showing that movie on television every night this week?
Oh, how awful. You want some more coffee?
Yeah. You know what's really awful, don't
What?
you? Is that I don't get a dime for it.
Oh,
well. When I made that picture, who in the world ever thought of television right?
Yeah. You know something?
What?
I must be in love with you to still want to marry you after seeing you like that.
Now, listen, show a little respect. It was that very character that established me as an actor in this town.
Mm-hmm. Well, personally, I'm delighted you don't have to go in for that sort of thing anymore.
Why do you say that?
Because it's awful. And anyway, look at the effect it must have on the children. Oof.
Oh, come on. Now, they don't take it seriously.
No? It scares them half out of their wits, that's all.
Well, then they oughtn't to look.
Well, maybe. Well, why make that sort of junk in the first place?
Listen, that sort of junk, as you put it, makes a lot of money, let me tell you.
I don't think I like that kind of money.
Now, don't be such a snob.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean that kind of money can very well help pay the bills when we're married.
Why? How?
Well, as a matter of fact, they've been talking to me about making a new television series around that very character.
Victor, you wouldn't.
Why not?
You couldn't.
Well, sure I could. I'd also own a piece of it.
Well, so?
What do you mean, so?
Well, what I mean is it's bad enough for grown-ups, but, well, to clutter up children's minds with that unreal nonsense.
What did you say?
I said it's unreal nonsense.
I thought that's what you... Unreal?
Yes.
Listen, what about the stuff you write?
Well, what about the stuff I write?
Have you looked at it lately? I mean, have you looked at the titles?
Well, certainly
I suppose they're real, then. Janie and the Genie by Madge McAvoy. Janie and the Enchanted Garden. Janie and the Magic Words by... And these were written especially for children.
Oh, honestly, Victor, there's quite a difference in imaginative, fanciful stories and plain horror. And there's a big difference in its effect on children, believe me.
Yeah, but now you're making a noise like an expert on child psychology.
Well, I am a mother. And I've made a pretty good living writing books for children.
Yeah, but you've told me yourself many times that Janie had a lot of problems.
Oh, little ones. Nothing more than you'd expect. After all, she's been cooped up in a New York apartment all of her life with very few playmates and, well, no place to play but in her imagination. Darling, why do you think I moved to California? Because I wanted her to have a real home with a swing in the backyard and lots of other children to play with. Uh-huh.
Did your plans also include when you moved here to find her a father?
No, it never entered my mind.
Really?
No.
How about after you met me?
Darling, when I met you, I didn't think of you as a father.
You didn't?
You better get out of here.
Why?
Janie's plane is getting in at 6 in the morning. If I'm going to get any sleep at all, you have to go. We'll depart right now.
Excuse me, I'm always departing. Listen, I want to ask you something serious.
What?
Have you written to Janie about me?
No, I'm saving you as a surprise.
I wonder if that's a good idea.
What do you mean?
Well, how old was she when her papa died?
Oh, she has no recollection of him. That won't be any problem.
No? You think she'll like me?
Oh, now what little girl wouldn't want a handsome movie star for a father?
Now, come on, I'm serious.
So am I. You are a movie star and you are handsome, and you are leaving. Yes. So you're good to go to bed early.
I don't want to go to bed.
You never want to go. Wait a minute. Here, my dear. You may read yourself to sleep, eh?
Well, at least you're my favorite author. Good night.
Good night. Oh, honey, you look wonderful. You look good enough to eat. Oh, and your hair looks marvelous. Did the stewardess braid it for you last night?
I never unbraided it.
Oh, well, now aren't you the smart one?
Grandma said to tell you I've grown.
Well, Grandma doesn't have to tell me that. I can see for myself. How is Grandma?
She's coming to visit us next summer.
Oh, it's wonderful. I'm delighted. Honey, why don't we sit on here for a while? There'll be a little time getting your luggage off the plane. Well, tell me all about your trip.
On the plane, they served us breakfast on little trays.
They did?
And they gave me gum, too, free.
Ooh, that sounds like a bargain. You must have had a wonderful flight.
It was all right. I could have gotten here faster, you know, Mama.
Oh? How?
I know the magic words.
The magic words? Oh, you mean like Janie in my books?
Like me in your books.
All right, dear. Like you in my books.
Instead of getting on the plane last night,
Yes?
I could have picked up my suitcase, kissed Grandma goodbye, opened the window of our apartment, and I could fly all the way out here.
Just like that?
Sure, Mama, you know that.
Well, honey, I know that's what I write in my books, but they're only make-believe. You know, they're just stories. They don't really happen.
Why, sure they do. Of course, you have to know the magic words.
Oh. Yes. Well, maybe I better use a few magic words and try to get your luggage. Now, you wait right here for me. Don't move. Don't fly away. Just wait right there for me. I'll be back.
And with those words, the tiny fairy queen picked up her magic wand, touched the little girl on top of her head. Janie looked around, her eyes wide with wonder, for the tall buildings and the busy streets and the honking taxicabs had all disappeared. Janie found herself standing in front of a white gate. She turned to the fairy queen. "Where are we?" she asked, but the fairy queen was gone. Everything seemed so quiet, and Janie lifted the latch, opened the gate, and walked into a beautiful garden filled with sweet-smelling flowers.
And trees swept clean by the wind.
Listen, you ought to read this to me. You don't even need the book.
I told her she should have put a fountain in that garden.
You mean you told your mother?
No, the fairy queen.
Oh, well, you should have told your mother. She made up the stories.
But Mama doesn't have a wand. The fairy queen has it.
Wow.
She's going to give it to me someday. She promised.
I'm sorry, darling, but it's bedtime.
I like the way you read stories.
You do? Well, I like the way you listen to them.
All right, sweetie, call me when you're ready.
Will I see you tomorrow?
You bet you will.
And the day after that?
And the day after, the day after, the day after that.
Which is your house? That way or that way?
It's that way. It's just next door.
Is that why you bought this house, Mama?
Ah, you see, now it comes out.
No, darling. I didn't even know Victor when I bought this house. Just one day, I walked next door to borrow a hammer, and who do you suppose opened the door?
Mr. Conrad?
Mr. Conrad, that's right. Now, off with you.
If you have any trouble with your mother in the future, just whistle, and I'll jump over the fence and come flying.
But I don't know how to whistle.
Well, I'll teach you tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, Mr. Conrad.
Good night, Janie. That's quite a child you got there.
Thank you. I think she loves you already.
I think you've done a very good job, Madge.
Thank you.
She's a very imaginative child, isn't she?
Oh, that she is.
Listen, I've got some good news for you.
What?
I talked to the producers this morning about the television series. The contract's all drawn up. I'm going over tomorrow and look at it.
Oh, Victor, now you're not really going to play that stupid monster again.
Now, come on, Madge. Please don't start that again.
Well, I didn't start it. You did.
But it's certainly worth giving some consideration to.
Oh, I don't know. That sort of thing may have been all right when you were just starting out, but... Well, for heaven's sake, what sort of satisfaction could you get out of that now?
Financial satisfaction.
Well, who needs it?
Well, listen.
Well, no, you're doing all right without it. Aren't you? Or have you been bragging to me?
Now, don't be fresh.
Well...
Marriage is a responsibility.
Oh, now
Madge.
don't you be stuffy. Jeannie and I aren't going to cost you much. And anyway, I'm not broke, you know.
Mama!
Oh, I'll be right back. Coming, honey. Well, he's all brushed and everything?
Uh-huh, and I said my prayers, too.
Good girl. In you go. You know something, Angel? This has been a very lonely house without you.
Has it, Mommy?
Hmm.
Mommy, it's fun to have a man read your stories.
Isn't it, though? Well.
Night, Mommy.
Sleep well. Lily is right across the hall, but would you like me to leave the door open anyway?
Yes, please.
Scream! Scream! You will be my master of joy and beauty forever. Soon your lips will be sealed, my darling, for I shall turn you into stone.
You monster, you monster, you monster, you.
Live your beauty forevermore.
You mama! What, honey?
Grandma! Grandma, make him get out of our house. He's a monster.
What's the
Don't
matter?
touch you. He'll turn you into stone. Get out. Get out of our house. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Jenny,
You're a
listen.
monster.
Jenny, honey.
Now he'll turn you into
Honey.
stone.
Honey.
Get out. Get out of our house.
Jenny,
Get
stop it.
out.
Stop it. Jenny.
Well, how is she?
Should be all right, I guess. I finally got her to sleep.
That was certainly something, wasn't it?
Yes. Well, now you see the effect that kind of picture can have on children?
Oh, come on now, Madge. You're not going to blame me for a picture I made 11 years ago.
No, of course not. But now you're thinking of making more of them. A whole series of them.
The problem here is not the movie she saw. The problem is Janie herself.
Now, what's the matter with Janie?
Well, there's nothing the matter with her. She's a very sweet little girl. It's just that she's never learned the difference between reality and make-believe, and you haven't helped her make the distinction. If anything, you've added to her confusion.
Victor, children have to have a make-believe world. Well, it's the best part of childhood. Well, surely even you remember that.
Well, sure I remember. But I also remember that when I was her age, I knew that the villain in the movie was only an actor.
Well, I will admit that she has lived a rather isolated kind of life, and perhaps she has identified herself with my books more than necessary, but, darling, her world is it was a beautiful make-believe world, and I just didn't want to destroy it, that's all.
Don't you see, baby, that's not right. And the longer you let it go on, the more damage it's going to do.
The damage was done by your mad scientist. Now, let's not forget that.
Now, that's not the point, Madge. The point is that she has to learn the difference between an unreal thing and a real thing. And if she doesn't learn it soon, she's going to be in serious trouble.
Victor, I am very tired. Do you mind if I just let it go at
Now,
that?
darling, listen, I don't mean that she can't read fairy tales and enjoy them. I simply mean that she ought to...
Look, you've made your point over and over again. Just let it go. All right?
No, it isn't all right. I'm not going to let it go. Listen, she needs more preparation than you're going to
Now,
give her.
just a minute. You're not her father yet.
I'm going to get you all dressed, and then you can fly away to the magic garden where the prince is waiting for you.
Janie. Honey, come over here for a minute, will you? You know this is another Janie book that I'm writing, don't you?
Yes, Mommy.
Good. Well, now you see all these words? Well, I wrote them all down, and I made them up, right out of my own head. Now, these are all things that, well, they couldn't really happen.
Then how did you know about them?
I imagined them.
But they had to happen sometime, or you wouldn't know to imagine them.
Well, no, not really. You see, this is the way it works. You think of things that you know could happen, and then you think of things that you'd like to happen, and then you put them all together, and, well, that's how you imagine.
Well, all your books are about me, and I'm real.
Yes, of course you are, honey.
And the magic words are real words. So if I wanted to use them, all I'd have to do is use them.
Why don't we go outside and see what kind of a day it is, huh? Good. Oh, bread and butter.
What goes up the chimney?
Smoke. I was just thinking about you. Come in.
I don't know if I ought to.
Oh?
Where's Janie?
She's upstairs. She's getting ready for bed.
I missed you so much.
Victor.
What?
I missed you, too. Victor. You were right.
I think I was, but so were you. Well, no, listen, I hadn't. Sit down. I want to tell you something. Just sit down for 1 second. I've given this a lot of thought.
Yes?
If I thought that I were responsible for kids having nightmares from anything that I was making on television or anywhere, well, what I'm trying to say is I called my agent this morning and I told him that the whole deal is off.
I'm glad.
Well.
And now I've got something to tell you.
What?
Well, this morning I tried to talk to Jenny. You know, darling, you were terribly right. That child is so confused it isn't even funny. And I'm going to need so much help with her.
You know what worries me? I'm not sure that after what happened yesterday, well, I'm not sure I'm the one to help.
Oh, I think you're just the one. After all, you see the problem so clearly.
Yes, I know, but...
Just dawned on me. We're liable to have a very happy marriage. You know why? Last night we couldn't have disagreed more, and now, well, here we are.
Here we are. Well, we're pretty grown-up people.
I hope so. Victor, I want to try something in my new book.
What?
Well, I want to try to show the children who read my books the difference between the real and the unreal. Now, I don't know whether I can do that or not.
Well, sure you can do it.
Oh, I hope so. Of course, our first job is Janie.
Okay. But Janie won't be hard.
No. And it'll help a great deal if she starts playing with other children first, don't you think?
Well, certainly it would. Certainly helped me to grow up.
Uh-huh.
Took me 10 years to forgive that little girl who told me there was no Santa Claus.
Come here. I want to show you what I've done so far.
Mama! Mama!
Janie?
Madge!
It's all right. Janie?
Mama! Mama!
What is it, honey? What's the matter?
Don't let him touch you. He's a monster. He'll turn you into stone.
Oh, honey, don't say that.
He's a monster.
Janie, he's not, honey.
So,
Come over here, sweetheart. Let me try
the
to...
monster.
No, darling, he's not. Now, listen to me for a minute. I want you to try to understand this, because this is very important. Now, Mr. Conrad is an actor, you see, and he was pretending to be a monster in the picture, but he was only pretending.
He's a monster!
No, darling, he's not. He's your friend. Oh, darling, that picture was make-believe. And make-believe isn't real, you know.
It is, too.
Janie, look. All the Jennies that I've written in the books are make-believe. And all the magic gardens have been make-believe. And all the magic words have been make-believe. Yes, they are, darling. But you're not. You're real. And I'm real. And Mr. Conrad, he's real, too. Oh, darling. We love you very much, and nothing's going to hurt you, Janie. You know that. Try to understand that, won't you, please, sweetheart? Please, Janie, please, darling. Sorry, Victor.
So am I. Listen. What do you think I ought to do?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
I don't know either. It sure would be a heck of a life to, live with a baby that you scared the heck out of just because you made a couple of old television.
Don't talk about it.
Well, listen. You really are worried, aren't you? Oh, come on, come. Now, come on, just don't worry. Now, you know we're working out somehow. Don't you fret.
Mama! Mama, don't let him touch you. He'll turn you into stone. He's a monster.
Janie, get back!
He'll turn you into stone.
Janie, get back!
He'll touch you. He'll turn you into stone.
Keep your voice down. Don't frighten her.
Mama, don't let him touch you. He's a monster.
Janie.
I'm going to fly away.
Janie,
from
get
here.
back in your room and shut the window, darling.
I'll show you. I'll show you.
Janie.
I'm going to fly away from here. And I won't come back.
Janie, get back in your room and shut the window, darling.
I won't come back ever.
Janie.
Fairy Queen, up in the sky,
Janie!
give me the power now to fly.
Janie.
Janie, get back!
Oh, my gosh, it's broken. His guts is dead.
It's all right. No, hush. No, hush, baby.
Take her to the house.
No, hush.
It's broken.
Now, don't cry, sweetheart. Now, it's all right. No, hush. Now, it's all right.
Here, I'll take her.
It's all right, baby.
Janie, it's all right, darling. It's all right. We can get another doll, Janie. Don't cry.
The magic words didn't work.
I know, darling. I know. I tried to tell you. They're just make-believe words, Janie. They're not real.
Jenny, listen, darling. Your mother made up the stories out of her imagination. She has a beautiful imagination. That's why the stories are beautiful. You see?
But they're not real.
No, darling, no. They're not real. But, Janie, in the real world, there's some wonderful things, too. And you know, one of the most exciting things is just searching for truth. Trying to find out what is real.
You see, you have to have imagination to do that, darling. We all need imagination and truth, both things, and you just got them a little mixed up, that's all.
Honey.
You weren't really going to turn me into stone.
No.
You were just pretending.
Well, of course I was just pretending. I mean, actors have to use their imagination, too.
I'm glad you're real. And I'm glad you saved me, too. Because I really do like you.
Well, I really do like you, too.
And you like him, too, don't you, Mama?
That I do. And for real, too. He who has imagination without knowledge has wings, but no feet.